Golf brushed off Mew's hand that was about to grab his chin. Don't do that. I just want a kiss. Why are you afraid of me doing other things? Mew brought his hand closer again to touch Golf's cheek. This time, Golf didn't brush it off. Mew immediately crushed Golf's lower lip, which looked so very tempting to him. He started to explore between Golf's lower teeth and exchanged saliva with each other. Golf closed his eyes, trying to savor every warm kiss from Mew. Right that touched his sweet lips. Getting carried away. For some reason, Golf suddenly really enjoyed the touch of Mew's lips. Golf draped both of his hands over Mew's neck. Mew stopped the kiss because he was surprised by Golf's response, who seemed to want more than just a small kiss from him. Mew started to deepen his kiss as he got a sweet response from Golf. Golf's eyes were closed. He was trying to follow Mew's kissing movements, but it was very difficult. Occasionally, Golf would take a deep breath because he couldn't hold his breath while kissing Mew's lips. Golf thought, how could Mew kiss him for more than 5 minutes? Even Golf, who had not been kissing Mew for more than a minute, was already out of breath. After they kissed each other for a while, Mew let out his voice. I'm sorry. Golfy, I have made you suffer. I have made you sad. And now with a heavy heart I have to let you go. But believe me, I am doing all this for the good of you and our child. I love you, even though I will marry Alicia, but in my heart I only love you forever. Someday you'll understand why I made this difficult decision, and I will find you and bring you and our child back to my side. After everything I've planned is done, after I leave you with Master Lee, please take good care of yourself and our child, and wait until I pick you up. After those last words, Mew kissed Golf on the forehead. Golf's body went limp after hearing Mew's words. His heart was both happy and hurt. Then Golf closed his eyes. He just wanted to sleep and forget everything. He hoped that all the bad things he experienced were just a dream. Alright, go to sleep, Golf. I'll let you rest. Mew got up from his bed to wash himself in the bathroom. After a few tens of minutes, Mew finished cleaning his body. He went back inside his room and saw Golf, who had woken up from his sleep and fell on the floor. Golf. Mew rushed towards Golf to help him up and lifted him onto the bed. Why are you awake? You must be hungry. Or are you in pain? Mew said. I'm dizzy. Golf replied while holding his head, which felt very heavy. Dizzy, lie down again. I'll check your body. Mew felt something strange about Golf's body, so Mew carried Golf's body to Doo's practice room. After arriving inside Doo's room, he immediately laid Golf's body on the big sofa inside Doo's room. Doo, who was working overtime, was confused by Mew's sudden arrival with his panicked face. Mew? What's wrong? Golf? What did you do to him? Mew was silent. He held Golf's palm and tried to talk to Golf, who had closed his eyes. Hurry up and check on him. Doo immediately took his treatment equipment and then he immediately checked Golf's condition. You better wait outside. You look very panicked. If you panic like that, you'll disturb my concentration while treating him. No, I want to be here. Don't talk so much. Just treat him quickly. Mew, please wait outside. If you want me to treat him quickly, so do. When Mew insisted on staying inside his room. Alright, if anything happens to Golf, I'll kill you, Mew said before walking out of Doo's room. Hey, didn't you say something wrong? You're the one who did all this to him, but why are you threatening me? Doo said, after which he focused on checking Golf's condition again. It had been for hours after Gulf was examined by Do. Gulf had now also been brought to Mew's room, asleep on the bed in his room. Gulf's pale face made Mew even more uneasy if he stayed by Gulf's side. Mew turned his head when Do called his name. I want to talk to you for a while. Mew walked out following Do when Do signaled him to come out following Do. Now the two of them were on the balcony of Mew's house. Do paced back and forth before he told her what was going on with Gulf's condition. It's like there's something wrong with his womb, but I can't be sure if it's bad or not, because when I treated him, there was a strange energy that resisted my treatment, and his pulse and body are very weak, Do said. Mew was silent. What exactly did you do? I didn't do anything bad. I was just talking about my marriage with Alicia. That's all, Mew said. It seems like she has panic and trauma. When I was treating her, she was delirious in her stupor like a frightened person, said Do. It seems like she's experiencing panic as well as reliving her past trauma. Moreover, you must have known that Gulf's condition is weak, because her pregnancy has started to grow, and before that she was also eavesdropping on your conversation with Alex. So her panic must have started when she heard the gunshots and your conversation. I feel sorry for him, for going through all that, for all the mistakes you made from the start, Do said, holding back his irritation. What kind of trauma is she going through? What kind of past has he gone through? Mew muttered in his heart. Mew. Do took a breath before continuing. Are you really going to send Gulf to Mr. Lee? Mew paused, thinking about what he should say to Do. Have you forgotten that Gulf can live until now only by drinking your blood? Because the fetus in his stomach only wants to receive your blood, Do said again. Then are you going to give up your responsibility as the father of that child? You're the one who planted the seed, so you should at least take care of it until it's born? Do said again. Gulf won't be safe if he stays with me, Do. It's the only way to save Gulf and the baby in his womb. It's up to you if you want to think of me like that, but remember, I will see him again after all my problems are over. I will bring Gulf and my child back to my side, but not right now, Mew said, after which he left Gulf on the balcony of his castle alone. Do let out a long breath, seeing his friend's very stubborn behavior. He was about to go back inside his room, but suddenly Arson and Dylan came to Mew's castle. Hesitantly, Do intended to ignore his friend Mew's arrival, because seeing Arson and Dylan's faces made Do feel disgusted and annoyed. Hey, where are you going? Dylan said while holding Do's wrist. Immediately, Do shook off Dylan's hand and resumed her steps. Dylan, who didn't accept being ignored, he blocked Do's return by freezing Do's feet so that Do couldn't walk. Damn it, Dylan said back to Do and covered Do's mouth with his index finger. Do spat on Dylan's index finger to get it out of his mouth. Asshole, are you crazy? Do protested unhappily. You're the one who's crazy. Get your magic off me. Do retorted. You answer our question first, Arson said before Dylan could finish his sentence. Arson approached Do until he arrived in front of Do. Does Mew intend to return Gulf? Do rounded her eyes. He wondered how Arson could know about Mew's intention. Damn it, just ask your friend. Arson grabbed Do's hair. You don't want to tell me? Mew does have such intentions, but I don't know for sure. Do gave up? Arson let go of Do's hair and stepped away from Do while turning his back on Do. But how do you know? Do asked curiously. We eavesdropped on your and Mew's conversation earlier. Dylan replied with a lopsided smile. You two are not good friends. Now take off your magic. I still have a lot of business to attend to. Dylan actually still wanted to play a prank on Du, but seeing the signal from Arson who told him to release Du's magic, he couldn't help but obey Arson. You animal! Du pinned Dylan's head before he disappeared from the balcony. Shit! Watch out! Dylan said. After that, he refocused on Arson who looked worried. Why do you want to take Mew's place? Dylan asked in the end while patting Arson's shoulder to wake Arson up from his reverie. Damn it! Hurry up and meet Mew. You're not coming. He'll get angry if he meets me. You don't want to meet Gulf. Arson was silent? That's right. Actually, Arson also wanted to meet Gulf, especially when he heard Gulf's condition that didn't look good. Alrighty, let's go meet Mew. I'll help you so that Mew doesn't get emotional when he sees you coming, Dylan said while pulling Arson's hand to follow his steps. Now Mew was in his residence room, staring at Gulf who kept turning his face away to not look back at him. Gulf had just woken up. Mew kept inviting him to talk, but Gulf hadn't said a word to Mew at all. Gulf, are you okay? Does something hurt in your body? Are you thirsty? Hungry? Or do you want something from me? You haven't wanted anything from me since you woke up. Just tell me what you want. I'll give you whatever you want, Mew said. Gulf, are you still angry? Mew wanted to grab Gulf's wrist again, but Gulf slammed it away again. Gulf stared intently at Mew. Even he himself didn't know what feelings were currently felt towards Mew, right? Now feelings of anger, hate, and love were mixed up in his heart. Why are you afraid of me? I won't hurt you, Gulf. Tell me what you're feeling right now. Is there a problem you want to tell me about so I can help you? Do you want to sit down? Mew asked when Gulf tried to get up from the bed. Let me help you. Gulf rejected Mew's good intentions, dismissing Mew's arm again. Without saying any words, alright, if you don't want me to help you, sit down slowly. Gulf, can I ask you something? But if you don't want to answer it, that's okay too, said Mew. You're asking my permission? Gulf smiled in surprise and chuckled mockingly. Aren't you always doing whatever you like? Gulf said, I want to marry you, Gulf. Marry me. Gulf was shocked. Hearing Mew's sudden words, his mind suddenly went blank. I want to marry you before I marry Alicia, Mew said. You want to make me your concubine or your mistress, so Gulf? That's not it, Gulf. I want you to be my queen, my only queen, not my concubine or my mistress. Please accept my proposal, Gulf, so that I can protect you and our future child, Mew said. I don't want to. I can protect myself. So Gulf while turning his face away. Gulf, listen first. I'm not done talking yet, said Mew. I don't want to. I don't want to be a sacrifice for your lust. I don't want to suffer any further. Like I said, just give me to Mr. Lee and after the baby is born I will give it to you, said Gulf. Gulf's words made Mew pause for a moment. I never had the slightest thought of leaving you. Instead, I always thought, what if you leave me and hate me, said Mew in a sad tone. Somehow hearing Mew's words that sounded so sincere made Gulf's heart calm. Please, believe me. Give me one more chance. I'll fix everything. Mew ... Gulf took a deep breath before continuing his words. I love you. I like you. I want to marry you and make you the only queen in this vampire realm. Please believe in me. Wouldn't I be a fool if I believed your words? The person you like is not me, and the person I like is not you. It took me a few months to finally accept that fact, and now I don't want to waver anymore. Therefore, Please don't force me to do whatever you want anymore. If you really love me and cherish me, you better let me go, Mew. After all, our togetherness was not based on love from the start, and Miss Alicia seems to love you very much. Marry her without involving me. Gulf lowered his head so that Mew could not see him crying as he said those words. Gulf, I love you, Gulf. Please, don't say things like that, Mew said as he squatted in front of Gulf and wiped away the tears on Gulf's cheeks. I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want to get hurt because of you either. So please, let's end this relationship. You're a man and I'm a man. I'm a fox demon and you're a vampire. We can't be together even if you force us to, Gulf said again. Please stop thinking that. No, don't say things like that. This is fate, Gulf. Destiny made us meet. I know you have feelings for me too. Say, what do you keep saying things that hurt yourself? Mew said, please stop. Never mind. Don't talk anymore. I already want to. I'm tired. I'm tired of everything. Quick. Save your father and let me go. Let me be happy. Let me live my own life and let me live my normal life like before. Mew, please don't be selfish. I'm sure later, after you marry Alicia, you will also forget about me. You will be happy with your marriage and have another child from her. Gulf said, No, Gulf, I won't let you go. Mew cried on Gulf's thigh. I want to finish it now, Gulf said. I'm really tired. Let's put an end to all this. I have a few requests before you marry Miss Alicia. Don't see me again, and let me take care of our baby. I'm sure you'll also forget about her after you get Miss Alicia's child. Pretend I never existed in your life. Please, be happy with Alicia. I'll feel better if you're happy, Gulf said. Knock, knock. There was always a sudden knock on the door. Mew, Mr. Lee's here. He's here. He brought dozens of firearms troops. I am now outside your house. I want to go back in, but all the doors and windows have been blocked by Mr. Lee's men. Mew, you'd better go. Get out of there quickly. You better not make trouble in this human realm. Right now there are hundreds of fox demons out there. Suddenly Mew heard Deuce's whispering voice and also the sound of knocking on the door. Gulf turned his head when he heard the door knocking sound. You better go. Get out of here, Gulf said. You already know that Mr. Lee's coming here, right? Mew said. Gulf was speechless because of what Mew said. Yes, that's right. I did know that Master Lee would come back with some of his men and wanted to catch him. Hurry up and get out of here. After this, please never see me again. You don't have to worry. I'll take good care of your son. Go and remember what I said. Be happy with Miss Alicia, Gulf said. Mew, Dylan suddenly appeared in Mew's room with Arson. Mew looked sharply at his two friends, especially Arson. Calm down. We are here to save you too, said Dylan. Then suddenly there was a voice from outside the door. Mew Suppasit, come out. Give Gulf to me. Mr. Lee, muttered Gulf when he heard the shouting and gunshots. Mew, please go. Hurry up and get out of here. You will be caught, even if you're strong. You won't be able to defeat hundreds of fox demons at a time. Go away, please. Gulf started to panic. Although Gulf hated Mew, but he didn't want Mew to get caught by his group. I don't care, Mew muttered as he walked towards the door, but was blocked by Dylan. Don't be stubborn. It's true what Gulf said. We better get out of here. Gulf is one of them. They won't hurt him. All you have to worry about now is yourself, Dylan said. Gulf tried to get up from his seat to walk towards the door, but Mew blocked him. He said, I will pick you up. I promise I will see you again and prove all my words, Mew said, after which Mew and his two friends disappeared from the room with Mew's power. Gulf, are you inside? Gulf? Gulf refocused again when he heard Mr. Lee shout, and after Mew left, Gulf opened the door, seeing in front of the door Mr. Lee with some of his men. Gulf. Mr. Lee immediately hugged Gulf tightly. Are you okay? Is anyone hurt? Mr. Lee said after removing his hug. Mr. Lee was surprised to see Gulf with a growing belly. Then he said, "What happened? Why did it happen like this? Who did it?" Mr. Lee said, holding Gulf's stomach. "I'm fine. I'll explain later." Gulf said, "Thank goodness. You guys check that room quickly and find that vampire," said Mr. Lee again. "Wait," Gulf interrupted. There was no one there. The vampires had left before Mr. Lee came here. Then Gulf closed the door of his room, which was slightly ajar, signaling Mew to disappear from the room immediately. Mr. Lee ordered his men to take Gulf out of the residence. "Mew, don't panic. Gulf will be fine." Mr. Lee couldn't have hurt Gulf, Du said while patting Mew's shoulder to calm Mew, who looked panicked. "How did you know Mr. Lee was coming?" Mew asked Du while turning his head towards Du. "I didn't know. I just ran away when Mr. Lee's men caught me in my room," Du said again. "I'm going back there. I have to make sure that Gulf is really okay." Dylan and Du immediately blocked Mew when Mew was about to head back to his house. "Hey, are you crazy? You'll make things worse if you go back there," Du said. "Right. The Fox Demon's men are too many." Dylan continued. "Let me go there." Mew immediately glared at Arson. When Arson dared to step on his intentions. "Why are you here? Are you a rope? Don't see me again, or you'll die," Mew said while pulling Arson's shirt collar, then pinned Arson behind him. "I don't care if I die," Arson said. It felt like Mew really wanted to kill his friend, but Dylan and Du kept blocking him. Both Dylan and Du even pulled Mew's arm to keep his distance from Arson. "Mew, I told you I don't intend to take Gulf from you. I don't want to stab my own friend. You mean more to me, Mew, but Gulf, I can't see Gulf like this either," Arson said. Mew was about to release the grip of his two friends, but suddenly there was a loud boom. Hearing the sound of an explosion, Mew panicked. Even the ground behind his house felt like it was shaking. Gulf, very anxiously, Mew thrashed to get out of the grip of his two friends, to make sure what happened at his residence. "No, Mew, don't go there. You'll die. They must have set up a trap on purpose to get you out," Du said. "Shit, let me go. I want to save Gulf." "You'll only endanger Gulf's life if you keep pushing yourself like this," Du explained in a raised voice. Mew was speechless. He collapsed on the ground. Both of his arms were still held by Dylan and Du. She felt that what Du said was true too. "We better go back first. Mother Violet is looking for you," Du continued while trying to calm Mew down. "But I'm afraid that Gulf will be hurt because of me. Mr. Lee must have hidden intentions by using Gulf," Mew said. "No, trust me, Gulf will not die. After everything is done, I will make sure that Gulf is okay. It's better for us to go home now and take care of the next disaster," said Du. Honestly, Arson was actually eager to check whether Gulf was okay or not, but seeing Mew's condition, that didn't look very good. Arson preferred to keep quiet. He will probably find out for himself after returning to the vampire realm first. "No, trust me, Gulf won't die. After everything is done, I'll make sure that Gulf is fine. It's better for us to go home now and take care of the next disaster," Do said. Honestly, Arson was actually eager to check whether Gulf was okay or not. But seeing Mew's condition that didn't look very good, Arson preferred to keep quiet. He would probably find out for himself after returning to the vampire realm. First, it had been a few weeks after Gulf returned to Mr. Lee's residence. Now he was in a special hospital for fox demons. Mr. Lee continued to look for ways to treat Gulf. It had been several days since Gulf fainted, and his body was getting weaker. Mr. Lee had found out what happened when Gulf disappeared for almost a year. He also knew the reason why she got pregnant, and Mr. Lee also knew that Gulf had to drink the Vampire King's blood regularly until she gave birth. Mr. Lee had tried to give Gulf human blood and the blood of other vampires, but Gulf's body rejected it by vomiting every blood that entered his body. Fortunately, Mr. Lee's relationship with Violet was still good. Mr. Lee is forced to contact Violet again to ask for her help. Mr. Lee knew that the person who impregnated Gulf was Violet's son. Finally, through Violet, Mr. Lee got Mew's blood on a regular basis. Of course, Mew wouldn't refuse it and gladly gave his blood to Gulf, because he knew Gulf and the fetus in Gulf's womb needed his blood to live. Initially, Mew would have given his blood if Mr. Lee had allowed him to meet with Gulf first, but Mr. Lee preferred to let Gulf die rather than having to comply with his wishes. But because Mew did not want Gulf and his baby to die, Mew relented. He was willing to give his blood without having to meet Gulf. After the blood collection process, Mr. Lee immediately drank Mew's fresh blood to Gulf. Then Gulf woke up from his coma. She had regained consciousness, and both her and the baby in her womb were fine. 2 months later, Gulf successfully delivered the baby in her belly by cesarean section. The baby was a boy. He was also born with mixed blood. Mr. Lee tried to accept the fact that the baby born from Gulf's stomach was the son of the Vampire King. The brokenness in Mr. Lee's little heart continued to grow. He felt guilty. He should have forbidden Gulf when Gulf wanted to enter the vampire world. After Gulf gave birth, Gulf and her baby were rushed to an old church, which was far away from the vampire world. Gulf now had no power. She felt that she was now an ordinary human with no power. His age continued to grow, but his face never aged at all. Day after day passed. The 1-month-old baby continued to grow. Slowly, Gulf had forgotten about Mew. He was now only focused on his son's future. His son was always bullied because of the rumors of his birth. Gulf was immune to the insults and slurs from the people living inside the church. He doesn't really care what people say to hurt his son, but fortunately the head of the church was very kind to him and his son. Gulf still had some friends who were willing to listen to his heart, especially Saint. Saint was a fox demon just like him, only Saint was the only friend who was exactly like him. Other than Saint, Gulf's friends were just ordinary humans. No one knew that Gulf and Saint were fox demons except the head of the church. They only knew rumors, but not for sure. Inside the old church was a dormitory where teenage girls aged 15 to 20 years old lived. Gulf in the dormitory often helped to take care of the needs of the teenage girls and other helpers, and time passed quickly, day after day, month after month, and year after year, until 7 years later,